Hi guys, and welcome back to another tutorial. In this video you'll be learning how to make this baggy pants with an elastic waistband, a drawstring and two side pockets. And I used 2 yards of Ankara fabric to achieve this style. This looks like what you'd love to learn. Keep on watching and do not forget to give this video a thumbs up. Let's dive into today's tutorial. I made use of 2 yards of this African print, and I also have a matching thread and also an elastic. So I folded this fabric into two and I just drew out a starting line. This pant is going to have a band of 2 inches, so I'm going to place the tape at that 2 inches from the starting line like this, okay? But before then, to know the amount of fabric to fold, divide your hip by 4 and then add about 4 inches, at least 4 inches to that. So I added extra 8 inches to mine, okay? So it depends on how much fabric you have. So after doing that, place the tape at the 2 inches as you can see, and from there I'm going to mark her hip line. So her hip line is 8.5 inches, and that is what I just marked. So for the crotch, divide your hip circumference by 4, and then because this is a free pant, I am going to add 2.5 inches to the crotch, okay? I want it to be very free. So her crotch is plus 2.5 inches is 11 inches, and that is what I just marked as you can see. So add 2.5 inches to your crotch. So from there I'm still going to place the tape at that 2 inches off, and I am going to mark the full length of this pant. So the full length is 39 inches, but what I marked here is 41 inches. So I'll cut out the excesses, okay? So this is the full length. So I added extra inches for the folding allowance. So this is the initial full length, okay? So this is my stitching allowance as you can see. All right. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to put the measurements. So I'll come to the hip line and I am going to mark a hip circumference measurement, okay? It is 8.5. all right, so I'm going to place the tape like so and mark 8.5. And like I said, depending on how free you want this pant to be and how much fabric you have, so what I added here is 5 inches. All right, so I'm going to take this measurement that I have here. I'm going to place it on the crotch line like this, and as well as on the waistline. So you can see how I extended it upwards, right? So for the crotch extension, divide your hip by 4 and further divide it by 4 again. So when I divided it by 4, I got 8.5, and that 8.5 I'll divide it by 4 again, and it gave me 2 points something, and that is what I am going to mark here. I think 2.2 or 2.3. so that's what I just marked here, okay, from the crotch line. So this will be for our crotch extension. After marking it on this edge here, I'll go up by 1 inch. This is just to serve as a guide, and on this other side I'll go up by 2 inches. So it will just serve as a guide to get rid of any deep crotch, okay? So after that, connect all the dots together, and that is what I have here. So I'm going to measure what I have here from this part to this part. I have 16. So now this depends, you can leave the leg like this, or you can choose to reduce the size of the down part of the pants. So for this I reduced it by 2.5 inches, okay, and I'm just going to connect this line all the way to this other part, okay? So you can choose to leave it like I said earlier. After connecting it like so, I'm going to come down from this waist side by ½ inch. You can also do 1 inch. This is just so that the band will sit well, and I'm going to just connect it slantedly to the top part of the pants like so. And after that, that is basically it. I'll proceed to cut this out. So this video is very, very beginners friendly. Okay, so I'm going to split this part out. All right, so now we'll move to the front piece. So for the front piece, I have about 19 inches here. Okay, for the back piece, sorry, your back piece should be bigger than the front piece. Okay, it should be bigger than your front piece. So after that, place your front piece on it and arrange it properly. Ensure you have at least 1 inch upwards at the back piece. Okay, at this side, ensure you have at least 1 inch, and ensure you have at least 2 inches on this other crotch extension side. So after ensuring that, on this part I'm going to go up by 1 inch. You can do 1.5, but 1 inch is just perfect for me. So I'm going to connect it to the side of the front piece like so, slantedly. So I hope you can see the chalk lines, guys. Okay, so I just connected it slantedly, and then on the crotch line I'm going to extend the back crotch by 2 inches, and that is what I marked like this. Okay, ensure that they are on the same line. After doing that, I'm going to now add 1.5 inches. Okay, at this part from here I'll add 1.5 inches all the way to the crotch. And I'm going to connect it just like so all the way to the crotch as well. After connecting it, next thing I'm going to do now is to add 1 inch. Okay, so I'm going to add 1 inch on this other part all the way down. You can as well add 2 inches. So after adding all this, I'll just proceed to cut it out. So that's basically all for the drafting of these pants. Okay, so you can see that it is not difficult at all. If you follow these steps, your pants will come out well. You won't have the lines looking funny. Okay, so after cutting it out, I'll just place this like so, so that I'm going to notch the folding allowance of the pants. This will just serve as a guide. All right, after notching that, now I'm going to go ahead and start sewing. So first thing I'm going to do is to sew the crotch by 1/2 inch, both the front and the back crotch. Okay, after folding it by 1/2 inch, you can see what we have. So ensure that you arrange both the front and the back piece well. By the side they are equal, but by the crotch side, remember, they are not equal. Okay, so ensure they are well arranged before marking out your pocket. So from here I am going to come down by 1 inch, and from this 1 inch I'm going to use 7 inches for the depth of my pocket. There are different ways to actually attach a pocket to a pant. Okay, so you can use any method of your choice. After marking that, just make notches here on the 7 inches mark, and then on this 1 inch I'm also going to make a notch for both the front and the back piece, and we'll cut the pocket. So for the pocket, my fabric is folded into two, and what I have for the length is about 12 inches. Okay, if it is too long for you, you can reduce it, and then the width is 7 inches. So this is, and I further folded it again, as you can see. So I'm just going to draw out a starting line like this, and from there I'm going to mark that 7 inches that I for the depth of the pocket. This is the 7 inches, so I just marked it, and from there I'm just go ahead and curve out my pocket. So you can just make just shape it. Okay, and that is what I am doing. So after doing that, I will just proceed to cut it out. Then again, there are different ways you can actually make a pocket for a pants. Okay, so if you don't understand this one, I have so many videos on my channel. Okay, so basically we'll have 4 pockets. What I'm going to do now is to place the pocket. So I'll just keep two at side where we work on two. So I'm going to just carry it like this, and I'm going to place it from that 1 inch notch that we have down to the length of the pocket, which is 7 inches. Okay, and I'll pin it down. So I'll just go ahead and stitch it here by 1/2 inch, and I'll repeat the same thing on this other pocket and as well as on the other piece. After doing that, this is what I have. So just make notches around it, and this is what it will look like. Okay, next I am going to place the front piece on the back piece, like I'm going to place them together so that I can join them. So I'll just place it like so, and I'm going to also place the other piece on it. So you will notice that the back piece is bigger than the front piece. Okay, don't worry about that. That's how it's supposed to be. Just make sure that you align it by the side. They should be equal like this, and then you will go ahead and stitch. Now this is how you'll be stitching it. From here you will just stitch like so into the pocket like this. Can you see what I'm doing? And then you come out from the pocket like so, and you continue stitching all the way to the length of these pants. Okay, so that is just what I will do for the both side. After doing that, this is what I have. Now I'm going to notch this part. Be careful so that you don't ruin your dress. Okay, so I'll just notch this upper part and the down part of the pocket so that it will relax very well. So after doing that, I am going to now fold the hem of the pant. Okay, you remember we made notch there, so I'll make sure it stopped at that notch area. So this is how I'm going to just go ahead and fold it and stitch it all the way down. After folding, I'm going to now stitch the crotch. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to start from the crotch down to the length. Okay, so that it is equal from here. So I'll stitch by 1 inch all the way down, and I'll stitch from here all the way down as well. And this is what I have, guys. After I was done, this is our pocket neatly fixed, and this is what it is looking like. So now I'm going to measure the circumference of the waist. Okay, so what I got was around 53 inches. So this is the strap I'm going to use. The width of this strap is 5 inches, as you can see. So by the time it is being folded, it will be 2.5, and then I'll use 1/2 inch to join it to the pants. And then the length, I added extra 1 inch to the length. Okay, so I added extra 1 inch to the length of the strap. So I'm going to fold it like so, like this. Can you see? After folding it, I'm going to stitch it by that 1 inch, but what I'm going to do is to come down by 1 inch here. Okay, I'll stitch and stop there, and then I'll mark another 1 inch, and I'll leave that 1 inch opened. So I'll stitch from here and stop here, and then stitch from here and stop there. So I'll have an opening here. So this is my opening, as you can see. So what I'm going to do is to also go ahead and stitch the seams flat. You can use your hemming gum. After doing that, this is my belt. Okay, so now I'm going to attach the belt to the pants. So remember, we have an opening, so that opening should be facing the center front. Okay, so you can see how I'm placing it, right side facing right. So that opening should be facing the center front of this pants. So I'm going to just pin this all the way around the waist, and I'll go ahead and stitch it down. So I'm going to just stitch it all the way around the waist, and this is what I have after I was done. Can you see? This is what it is looking like. Now this is my elastic. So what I did was to divide the circumference of what I got here of the band. I divided it by 2. Okay, and that gave me 27 inches. So I added 1/2 inch to that. Okay, so that half inch is what I'll use to join the band. That was how I cut out my band. Or you can use your waist circumference measurement, okay, and then add like extra 3 inches to that. Whichever one works for you, it's fine. So after fixing the elastic, I'll go ahead and secure it like so, okay. And this is what I have, and now I'm going to just put it into the pant. And you can actually leave your pants like this, okay. You can see that the beauty of the pants is, look how beautiful it is looking like, guys. So you can leave it like this if you don't want to attach a rope to it, okay, which is also very fine. But she wants a rope, so what I'm going to do is from this from here, I'm going to come down by ½ inch, and I'm going to stitch this ½ inch all the way around. And then from this other joining I have at the down part, I'll come up by ½ inch, and then I'm going to also stitch it all the way around. So basically there will be an opening at the middle, okay. So I hope you understand. So that's what I'll do, and this is the strap I'm going to fold. You can make it very long depending on what you want. What the width is 1.5, so you can fold it like this and stitch it down, or you can just fold it like a bias like so into two, and then further fold it and stitch it all the way down. So this is my strap, and I have gone ahead to stitch the band. Can you see the stitch that I have there? I hope you can see it. So now I'm going to use this rope and insert it into the pants, okay. And after doing that, this is what I have. So this is all for this tutorial. Let me know in the comment section what you think about these pants, if you'll be trying it out. And if you have any question, go ahead and ask your question. Thank you guys so much for stopping by today, and I'll see you guys in my next tutorial. Bye.